Okay, after spending some time with 007 First Light, I've come across a few tips that I think could be easily overlooked. These helped me understand the game better and made some missions a lot smoother. So let's jump right into it. One thing 007 First Light teaches you almost immediately is that exploration pays off. In the opening mission during the training, you will eventually reach the flag objective. Most players are probably going to follow the most obvious route because that's what the game naturally directs you towards. However, if you head back up the stairs where Greenway and the others are waiting, you'll find a much faster way to reach the objective. Now, the shortcut itself isn't the important part. The important part is the lesson the game is teaching you. 007 First Light constantly rewards players who take a few extra seconds to look around, whether it's alternate routes, opportunities, intel, or easier ways to complete the objectives. The game often hides useful options just outside of the path it expects most players to take. So don't just sprint from objective marker to objective marker. Take your time and look around because you'll often find a better solution. Okay, the next thing I'd recommend is getting into the habit of collecting chemicals and batteries whenever you come across them, even if that means going out of your way from the objective marker. Early on, it's easy to ignore these resources because you might not immediately need them, but later you'll start realizing how useful they can be. Chemicals can help create opportunities and distractions that allow you to avoid direct confrontation, while batteries are used to keep some of your equipment functioning when you need it most. The last thing you want is to discover a useful opportunity only to realize you're missing the resources required to take advantage of it. Whenever you see them, pick them up, you'll thank yourself later. Now, one mechanic I think can be easily overlooked is the watch. At first glance, it seems pretty simple, but it's actually one of your most valuable tools throughout the game. Using it regularly can help uncover intel, reveal opportunities, and point you towards conversations that may contain information you'll need later. Some of the easiest mission solutions don't come from fighting your way through a problem. It can point you towards opportunities to speak with certain people that can help you gain access to restricted areas. It can also highlight conversations worth eavesdropping on, giving you valuable intel that can completely change how you approach the objective. So if you aren't using it often, start making it part of your routine. Now, if you're coming from other action games, it can be tempting to solve every problem with combat, but 007 First Light really rewards players who embrace the spy fantasy. Stealth is often safer and more efficient than trying to fight your way through every encounter. You'll conserve resources, avoid unnecessary risks, and discover alternate ways to complete objectives that you may have otherwise missed. The game gives you options, but in many situations, thinking like a spy is going to serve you much better than thinking like a soldier. And finally, let's talk about combat. One thing I learned pretty quickly is that the combat doesn't always work the way you might expect. If you go into 007 First Light expecting stockpile weapons and ammunition, you're probably going to be surprised. Most of the time, you'll be relying on weapons picked up from enemies, and every now and again, you'll find a bin full of weapons and ammunition. But ammo can be limited, and choosing your fights carefully becomes much more important. What's also interesting is that hand-to-hand combat encounters can sometimes be more dangerous than shootouts. It's easy to underestimate enemies once you get into close quarters, but getting overwhelmed can quickly turn a situation against you. Understanding when to fight, when to sneak, and when to simply avoid a confrontation altogether is a huge part of succeeding in 007 First Light. Now, those are 5 tips that I think some players may overlook during their playthrough. If you've discovered any useful tips of your own, let me know down in the comment section below. Now, let me know if this video helped you out by hitting the like button and leaving a comment down below. And if you guys are interested in games like 007 First Light, Marvel's Wolverine, and even Crimson Desert, then definitely do me a favor by hitting the like button so more people can see my content. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share my content with somebody you might think will enjoy it. Let them know to like, share, comment, and subscribe as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a good day, good night, and a good morning wherever you're at, and I'll see you in the next one.